Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind.
Hi, I'm Melanie Friedlander, and welcome to My Terrible Take, coming at you every Sunday, courtesy of Steelers Depot. And I just want to take a moment to wish you all a very happy and healthy 4th of July. If you've been on Twitter any time in the past week, you've probably read the comments going back and forth regarding a rumor about Steelers' second-year guard Kevin Dotson. It seems that a Pittsburgh reporter was told by an anonymous source that, quote, the initial motivation for summoning Trey Turner was a general dissatisfaction among the coaching staff with the offseason regimen of young Kevin Dotson, and that, as a result, there was a very real worry that he would be a viable candidate to start at left guard, unquote. Cue the Steelers fan meltdown, followed by a blitz of photos and videos of the young man working out and looking totally ripped. The reporter doubled and tripled down, saying his source was impeccable and incidentally indicating it was a coach who reached out to pass the information on the down low. So should we be worried about Dotson? Obviously, players need to show up to training camp in shape. I tweeted about the NFL team's conditioning test last week, which each player has to pass before they can practice. The league actually has some opinions about this too, based on data. From NFL.com, quote, analysis of NFL injury data has shown that lower extremity soft tissue injuries, like hamstring and groin strains, occur soon after the 3-day acclimation period at the beginning of training camp. The following days of practice, from the 5th to the 10th days, often result in a spike of injuries across the league. These injuries are the number one time loss injuries in the NFL, resulting in a median 7 days missed from football activities, unquote. To help players effectively prepare for training camp, a panel of experts from the task force used injury data to develop 5 strategies that may help players reduce the risk of injury. 1. Build aerobic endurance, strength, power, and the ability to perform repeated sprints. 2. Don't take a break from training because it's easier to stay in shape than get back in shape. 3. Gradually increase intensity of your high-speed running and position-specific conditioning because rapid increases significantly increase the risk of a non-contact soft tissue injury. 4. Increase high-speed running and eccentric weight training. 5. Pay close attention to your sleep, nutrition, hydration, body weight, body fat, and level of physical fitness. We know that soft tissue injuries are commonly due to a lack of fitness. We all remember the frustrating end of Lamar Woodley's time in Pittsburgh. We also know that the highest incidence of ACL injuries is during training camp, but that actually has more to do with the number of players on each roster, starting at 90 per team before they cut it down. In 2018, Zach Binney of Football Outsiders, with the help of a PhD student, created a bunch of data and cranked it into a computer model to evaluate risk factors for NFL injuries. There's a lot to unpack here, but what caught my eye was their finding that the turf at Heinz Field was one of the 3 safest playing surfaces in the league. Guess where the Steelers are holding training camp this year? Dotson has been training with an O-line coach on his own time, and he looks pretty darn buff in the videos he and his coach have posted throughout the season. And yeah, I'd be happier if I saw some videos of him sprinting too. But keep in mind there is no such thing as an impeccable source. Remember that nonsense about TJ Watt skipping his exit interview? Yeah, that was supposedly a solid source too. Not so much. Sometimes teams leak info with an agenda to get a message to a player, but this could also just be plain inaccurate. So I'll wait to see if Dotson passes his conditioning test, but my money is on him to show up in shape and start at left guard this year. Thanks for listening to My Terrible Take, and please follow me at Girl Surgeon on Twitter.
Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.